Hi, welcome to Teach With Me. I am Miss Jen. Today we are going to be making the next picture in our directed draw A to Z book, and it is grapes, and we will be doing the writing that goes along with it. So you will need a piece of printer paper, a felt tip pen, and some crayons. Let's start. Now this is one of the few drawings that we do that is not going to be exactly the same. So what you want to do is you want to have your boys and girls say, boys and girls, please turn your paper horizontally, and we are going to come to the middle of our paper and we are going to make a small horizontal line. Then we're going to make two small vertical lines. This is going to be the stem of our grape bunch. Then I'm going to say we're going to connect these two vertical lines with a letter V. Watch what I do, and then I'll say go, and then they'll draw their own. Then what I'm going to say is we are going to be making the grape bunches. All of your grapes are going to be different. Everyone's will look a little different, but we're going to have some aspects that are the same. So I'm going to say we're going to start where this slanted line is, and I'm going to make a circle. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect those circles with a partial circle. Now it kind of looks like a little angry face. I'm going to come down. I'm going to make grapes on either side slightly slanted. So I'm going to come next to the circle. I'm going to make another circle. I'm going to do one. I'm going to come down and make another one. And then I'm going to go inside and make partial circles, and I'm going to connect them together. I'm going to come down here. I'm going to make another full circle, another full circle, and another full circle. I'm going to do about 6 or 7 coming down, and I'm going to do that on this side also. So a full circle, a full circle, a full circle, a full circle, and I think I'm going to do one more. Now inside, I'm going to be making connections. I'm going to be connecting these together so that it looks like it's a bunch of grapes. You can see what I'm doing. I'm just making little like rainbow shapes almost. And where I can, I will try to put a full circle. I'll do a full circle right here. But the majority of them are going to be these little connections on the inside. All right, a few more. Make a full, almost a full one right there. Make a full one right here. See, there's no right or wrong on this. Everyone's just going to look a little different. As you get to the bottom, you're going to have a few more full circles. And then I'm going to do down here, I think this one needs to be a little longer, so I'm going to make a few more circles. And you can make this as big as you want. You can make your grapes bigger, kind of like I did on this one, or you can make them smaller, but make small ones like I just did. You can make the bunch bigger, or you can make the bunch smaller. I think I'm going to leave my bunch where it is, and I'm going to show you the vine. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here to where this V starts, and I'm going to make sort of a wavy line that goes to the edge of my paper. Grapes grow on vines, and this is kind of what I'm trying to show. We're going to draw it the other way. Grapes also tend to be staked to poles, to trellises, and so that the vine would be spread out a little bit. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here and make another line that follows the one we just did. Grapevines can be very thick. I'm going to do that on the same side, or the same thing on the other side. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come here to where this top line meets, and I'm going to make a little curly Q. This is like a little dried out tendril. And then on this side I'm going to draw the green grape leaves. Now grape leaves are not smooth, they are jagged ones, but for the purposes of kindergarten we're going to just make some regular leaves. And that is how I would draw a grape leaf, a grape design, here's how I would color it. The grapes, I would let the kids choose whether they want to do green or purple grapes. I would also color the vine brown, and then I would color the leaves green. Now grapevines they're not really brown until the winter. They are green for a while. But I like the contrast here. If you'd rather color this green, that's fine too. Whatever floats your boat. And then I use the blue shading crayon to color the background, and I tell the kids to hold it horizontally, this because I don't like to leave white backgrounds on any of my pictures. Alright, so now let's move on to the writing portion. For the writing portion, if you recall, if you've been watching the videos, this is something I do every single week. It has a frame to it. This is the frame. What I'll do is I will put this in different colors, just like you see it, on the board, because I usually do this in small group, so the kids copy it. Every student has to copy that first sentence. G is for grapes. If you have students that really are struggling, you can give them a frame like this, or you can even have the whole thing written out. But I try not to do that for very long. I do that at the beginning, and my first few videos, I think A to D, had the complete frame. But eventually they just have a piece of blank paper, and what I'll do is I will have them write their words in pencil on their paper, and then what I'm going to have them do is, when they're finished with the first one, I'm going to say, okay, excellent, you are ready to do your second sentence. You're ready to do the blue sentence, so copy the words that are blue. Now, if they are having trouble transferring it from the board to their paper, then they're going to write it on I'm going to write it on a sheet of scrap paper for them, lined scrap paper. Does that make sense? So if they can't copy from the board, then I'll write it on a paper for them to look at and put it in front of them for them to copy. Now, once they're finished with their blue sentence, I'm going to say, okay, you did that so well. You're ready to do your next sentence. So I'm going to say, you're ready for the red sentence. Did you know grapes grow on vines? And they'll copy that on their paper, same as what we did with the other ones. Again, if they can't copy it from the board, I'll put it on a piece of paper and put it in front of them. And that's a scaffolded skill. So eventually they'll be able to copy from the board as well. And then if they still want to write more, because you do have those students that are really good writers or that really enjoy writing, and they still have time, then that's when you would have them write it on a sheet of paper themselves, and you correct it, and then they can put it onto their paper. But 3 sentences is typically my goal for the boys and girls. Now, just as a reminder, once you're done, you're going to glue it on a piece of construction paper, because we are making a book. Just as a reminder, let me show you some of the pages in our books, and when we're all done, I'm going to show you how I put it together. All right, A is for apple, B is for bee, C is for, oops, out of order. C is for cactus, D is for duck, E is for elephant, F is for fish, and we just did G is for grapes. If you found this helpful, please like, subscribe, and share, and I will see you next time.